各位参赛者，大家晚上好，然后欢迎各位来到咱们这次黑客松的第7场 workshop 直播活动，我是主持人 Tracy。Polkadot Hackathon 呢是万宝老举办的波卡生态开发者创业大赛召集面向全球的这个 Web3技术爱好者，促进咱们开发者为波卡 Web3 生态创造出更多新型产品，带领团队呢投入到这个波卡生态建设当中来。那 OneBlock 官方呢也会在这个黑客松举办前后协助开发者团队呢提供一些技术指导、引入投资扶持等等。这里也提醒一下各个团队大家创建好自己的 GitHub 仓库之后按照这个规范流程来提交完整项目信息，这也是官方审核作品的地方如果有任何问题呢，您就在这个群里询问老师或者相关的工作人员。另外呢，这个咱们新加坡和曼谷两个黑客松呢4个赛道奖金是总共是63万美金并且可以和 Bounty 奖金叠加预祝大家取得好成绩。OK。Dear participants, good morning and good evening. Welcome to the seventh workshop live broadcast event of 2024 Polkadot Hackathon. I'm your host, Tracy. Polkadot Hackathon is an entrepreneurial competition for Polkadot ecosystem developers officially organized by OneBlock. It recruits Web3 technology enthusiasts from around the world to participate, promoting developers to create more innovative products for Polkadot and the Substrate ecosystem, and leads the team to invest in Polkadot ecological development and constructions on our way. OneBlock will also help developers create teams, provide technical guidance, and introduce investments and other supports before and after the hackathon. So here, we also remind each participating team that after creating a GitHub repo, you need to submit the complete project information following the competition specifications. There's where the official judges review your projects. So if you have any questions, you can consult the mentors or staffs in the hackathon group. In addition, the total bonus pool of the 4 major tracks of the 2 hackathons is 630,000 US dollars and can be stacked with bounties. So here I wish all teams good luck. So talking about the bounties, I will just show right now all the bounties of Bangkok already set it up. You simply just go to our DAO hacks and click the bounty detail tab. Actually, most of the information is you can got from the DAO hack, so please just check the steps. And so yeah, for bounties right now we have Very Network, Bifrost, we have Darwinia, Moonbeam, Blockchain for Boost。然后大家可以在这个 DAO Hacks 这个曼谷黑客松这 Bounty 这块点一下看到这几个现在目前有的这几个5个 Bounty。对。然后对，其实这个新加坡呢也进入这个 pre-demo 了然后同样的你也可以看这个 Bounty details。Yeah, for Singapore hackathon, you can also check bounty details here. Okay. All right. Yeah. If also if you have more than 100, like more than 100 teammates, like yeah, 50% or more, 100 like teammates are still in universities or college. Please let me know. Let us know. So maybe if you enter finals, you have chance to win the college awards。对，然后如果大家有一半包括一半以上的这个团队成员呢是这个学生那也可以让我们这个相关工作人员就是知道一下对，然后发一些这个比如说这个学生卡什么这些记录然后就是如果您进入决赛的话，您有机会可能获得这个学院奖对，呃，对，然后如果您团队改名了，也提醒一下我们Yeah, if you already changed your project name, please let us know. 然后 OK，那黑客松期间呢，一共是举办咱们经过，其实之前是这个6场经过这个讨论，又给大家加了3场分别是周六、周日和周一然后今天是第7场这个 workshop 由这个布卡生态的这个贡献者为大家带来一些分享内容。Okay, we have total 9 online workshops now. Will be held during the hackathon. Today is our 7th workshop during our hackathon, and the Polkadot ecosystem contributors will share contents with you. 然后我们还有这个打卡这个事儿啊，参加3场这个线上 workshop 并且进行打卡，后续呢成功进入决赛，并且参加线下 demo day 的这个战队啊，可以瓜分这个 travel grant 奖金池，大家记得扫码。对，就大家记着直接就打卡啊，按照这个上面这个信息。如果您是这个项目啊，那就项目名儿、姓名加项目名。如果您还没有项目的话，就写这姓名加个人，在这个评论区打卡就行，然后我们会记录下来。Okay, so here's a reminder for everyone. Teams that participate in 3 online workshops and check in and then successfully enter the finals and participate in the offline demo day can share the Traffic Grants prize pool. Everyone reminds to just simply drop your name plus your project name. If you don't have a project, you can just drop your name plus individual 然后就到咱们这个分享环节了啊。分享环节，咱们非常荣幸的邀请到了咱们破道的贡献者参与本次的workshop，并且为大家带来丰富的这个主题分享啊。然后内容也是覆盖了大家感兴趣的领域和赛道啊，希望也是能够为大家提供一些宝贵的经验和启发啊。今天咱们这个 workshop 请到的是这个 Darwinia 的核心工程师贝尔王老师啊。然后为大家呢带来这个主题分享。期间如果大家有任何问题啊，可以先记录，然后一会儿我如果有疑问啊，我会同步给咱们老师。Okay, so just brief description of the event process you can see from the poster. Next is a sharing session where we're honored to invite subscription viewers to participate in this workshop and bring you rich thematic sharing. Sharing contents covers like track that everyone is concerned about, and I believe it can provide a valuable experience and inspirations for everyone. To this workshop, we have core engineer at Darwinia, Bear Wang, bring you theme sharing during the period you can record any questions. And after that, I will forward the questions to Bear. 行，那咱们就现在立刻开始啊！咱们就有请咱们贝尔王老师给大家带来主题分享啊，这个 Msgport 的介绍。OK，let's start. Yeah, 贝尔王 core engineer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Today I'm going to let me have a brief introduction. My name is Bear Wang, and I'm one of the co-developers of the Darwinia network, which is focused on the cross-chain messaging protocol design and implementation. Today I'm going to introduce about one of our products, which is called Msgport. What is a Msgport? We can tell from the name it contains a port. This name is you get inspiration from the airport, seaport, and spaceport. We want it to be entry port for the cross-chain messages between the EVM chains. In essential, it defines a stable and general interfaces for sending and receiving messages from the EVM chains. That means it can be considered as a superclass or the trait in the programming languages. It's just an interface. The implementation can be varied according to the different source chain and target chain. All of the interfaces are written in the Solidity. That's the Msgport. Next, we will talk about the architecture of the Msgport. We can see from the diagram on the left that there is a chain A and a chain B. Both of the chains have deployed the Msgport interfaces. The interfaces defines the send and the receive messages, the parameters, the return types. For its Msgport interfaces, it can have multiple implementation. We call it instance here. For example, today there are three kinds of implementation are planned. It's called ORMP, LCMP, and XCMP. We will talk about the instance later. And it's the same for the chain B. And for a application that want to set cross-chain message from chain A to chain B, it just need to choose one of the instance. For example, the depth 3, he choose the ORMP instance. And the depth 4, he choose also the ORMP instance. Then the depth 3 can set message to the depth 4 with Msgport. It's very simple. Um, there are some highlights about this architecture is that the Msgport interfaces are defined to be as simple enough to use for the dev developers. For the dev developers to integrate the Msgport cross-chain ability into their application to set message across from one chain to another chain. It doesn't need to care about the underlying the instance logic. It's normally the messaging protocols, the instance implementation are very complicated. But with Msgport, you don't need to care about the underlying messaging protocols. The second is that for an application which has already integrated one of the message instance, it can be changed to another very simply. It doesn't need to just change the address of the message instance. It's okay. You don't need to change a lot of the logics in your applications. Yeah, that's the highlights of these architectures. Also, the Msgport interfaces is a core interfaces that you can define your own instance. You can develop your own instance according to the chains that you work with. For example, maybe the source chain that you work have a unique feature that need some customized adjustment to the messaging protocol. You can do it by yourself. Yeah, we have talked that the Msgport is a set of core interfaces. Let's have a quick look about what how the core interfaces looks like. There are two interfaces that you need to learn before using Msgport. The first is iMessageport. The second is called application. I pasted the code here. Let's start it from the first, iMessageport. The iMessageport is the interface which have two functions. The first is send, the second is fetch. The send functions have some parameters like the true JID, true depths, the messages, and the params. The messages here is a bytes, which means it can be after bytecode. Typically, it's the either EBI encoded Ethereum Solidity core, and then the params, which you to encapsulate the actual bytes required by the underlying messaging port. We will talk about these params later. And the send methods, it have a return type called method ID, which used to can be used as an identifier for the message that you said. It's like the transaction hash of the transaction. You can use this message ID to track your transaction, to check the message status and the message execution results. The second one is the fee. This method have the similar parameters like the send one, but it retained the fee. This fee represented the cross-chain message fee. Yeah, it depends on the underlying messaging protocol implementation. This iMessageport is usually used in the sender application, for example, in the source chain. Next, we talk about the application. This interface is usually used in the target chain. it have the also for it has four methods. Those methods, most of the methods are used to capture the validation data from the message you received in the target chain. For example, you can get the message ID from the message you received, get it from tree ID, get the sender, and then if once you collected all of the data, you can validate it before execute the result in the target chain. This is usually used in the target chain in your destination application. That's all the things that you need to learn about the core interfaces before while using Msgport to send arbitrary a message from one chain to another chain. Next we will let's see a very simple example, a quarter contract, and see how to integrate the Msgport into this very simple contract implementation. First, we created a quarter contract with a number integer in the target chain. It looks like this. We created a quarter contract which extends the application. We have discussed about the application. You need to import it before using it. So there is a number. There is a number storage, and the port here in the constructor is the message instance we talked in the first slides. And here in this function, we aims to increase the number by 1. And because we have extended the application, so those methods are available in this function. We can get it from GID, from depth, local port, and then we can do some validation before increase the number. Yeah, that's how to integrate the message port into your application in the target chain. Next, let's see how to integrate the ability into the source chain, the quarter sender, we call it. The quarter sender used to increase the number in the quarter from the source chain side. It have a method like the send, the to ID in the destiny chain ID, the to depth, and the message. This message is the API encode about the increased number and the parameters. We will talk about this later. And to integrate the message port, you need to first import the first interface we talk about, the iMessage port. After imported this, we can constructed iMessage port instance like this. The port here it also refers to the messaging protocols. And then the send here we have a value. This value, message value, it's represented the message fee. We will talk about this later. We pass the to GID to depth message and params. Then we got the message ID. Yeah, that's how integration that once you click the send, you call the send method here, it triggers the message delivery and the message the cross-chain message process. That's all the things that you need to do to integrate the message port into your application. The integrated guide is very simple. There are some tools that you might need while using the messaging protocols. I will have a brief introduction about that in this workshop. The first one I want to talk about is the Msgport scale, which is the explore that you can track your message after set it. After setting the message, you got the message ID, and you can paste the message ID here. It also supports the source chain text hash to track the message status. Once the status turns success, it means that the message have been delivered to the target chain and executed. You can query the transaction detail here. For example, the transaction and the message ID, the message payload, which function you call in the target chain application, the message parameters, and the original sender. That means which application you set in the source chain, the target chain, and the port address. Okay, it would be very useful while debugging or in the developer process. Another um, Another tool that I want to introduce is the Msgport API. This API is used to obtain the cross-chain message fee and the extra parameters we saw in the core interfaces. If you want to calculate the cross-chain message fee by yourself, it may be a bit difficult, but we provide an API for you to obtain this by send an API request. Let's see how the request looks like. You need to input your from GID from address to GID to address and then message ORMP. This ORMP means the message protocols that you choose. The found address means that if the gas fee that you use aren't use it at all, the remaining fee will go back to the found address. It's quite simple. We provided API dog service for you to set this request and got the response. The response looks like this. Yeah, it's called a code to indicate if the request is the response is valid. There are two fields that is very important. The first one is the fee. This fee we can see in the contract sender. It's equals to the sender here, the message value. The second is the params. This params is the extra binary that's required by the messaging by the underlying messaging protocols. It may vary according to the messaging port you choose. We can see the params here, the last parameters. The last field is the gas. That means the gas you used while the method was executed in the target chain. Yeah, those two tools, I hope those two tools are helpful to you while you developing with Msgport to integrate the Msgport ability into your application to do some cross-chain message application. Next, I will talk about the supported networks. The Dominion core team or the Msgport team had been developed the Msgport into a multiple mainstream blockchain system like Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Blast. Some of them. There is a list that you can check it. If you find that the chains that you work with are not in this, you can connect with us in the TG or create an issue in the GitHub repo. Or you can develop your own message instance and develop yours by yourself. Next, I want to have a brief introduction about the Msgport implementation. That refers to the diagram in the first slide. That's the messaging instance. We will introduce two kinds. The first is called ORMP. The second is called LCMP. The ORMP, the full name is the Oracle Layer Messaging Protocol. We can tell from the name that this messaging protocol is built based on the Oracle and the layer. Yeah, it have two key components. Um, let's see the diagram. The first, there is a message channel which is to save and store the message it received from the user. And there are two services. The first is Oracle, the second is Relay. The Relay service, it have no more validation logic here. It just responsible for relaying the message from delivering that message from the source chain to the target chain. And in the target chain, it first store the message it receive before execution because it need to do some validation first. The validation is responsible to rely on the Oracle service. When it see a new services, it will the Oracle nodes, it have multiple nodes. It will sign the message hash and submit the signature to a third-party connection contract. By default, the signature connection contract is deployed in the DaVinci network. Obviously, you can deploy it in any network. And once the connection contract has connected enough signature, and it will deliver the message hash into the target chain. And once the target chain receive both the message and the message hash, it can validate the message because the Oracle service can guarantee the message is valid. And then the message can be executed. That means the message have finished the relay process from source chain to the target chain. Yeah, that's the ORMP workflow. Next, let's talk about the LCMP. It's much more complicated than the ORMP. It's for naming light client messaging protocols. Yeah, this protocol is built based on the light client. What is the light client? The light client means that for the target chain, it needs to build a light client to track the 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 finality proof, the latest chain state of another chain. For example, if you are in the target chain, you need to track, you need to receive every block handler from the source chain and including the finality proof. Then with that kind of information, you can validate the message you received. Otherwise, you can't. In this protocol, it only have one rule in this protocol. It called relay service. The relay service not only relay the message from the message to from source chain to the target chain. It also responsible for relay the handler, the finality things, everything that need to used to validate the message. It the relayers work. Once the target chain receive those kind of things, it validates the message and then execute it. This is the workflow of the LCMP. The current recommended messaging protocol and the default messaging protocol for the ORMP, for the Msgport is the ORMP. Okay, that's all the things that I want to share in this workshop. There are some links that you might find it very helpful in the while you developing with the Msgport. This repo contains some drawable example that you can have a try if you are in trouble while using the Msgport. You can draw the example and figure out how it works. Okay, that's all. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bear Wang. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop here. But for now, I didn't see any question yet.对，现在大家有什么疑问啊？可以对 提一下啊。但现在目前我是没有看到有疑问啊。行，那我就先这边先继续啊。呃
OK，
，OK。行，然后还是大家记着打卡啊，打卡规则就是姓名加项目名称啊。如果您没有这个项目啊，就是姓名加个人。OK。Please remember to check in. Just simply drop your name plus your project name. If you don't have a project, you can just drop your name plus individual. And also for the bounties, all the bounties for the Bangkok Hackathon have already set up. You can just check, click the bounty details from DoorHacks, and you can see we have five bounties here. Yeah，大家可以查看这个 bounty 啊，您就到 DoorHacks 上啊，点这个 bounty details 就可以查看啊。现在我们有5个 bounty，行。呃，对，然后大家改名儿了，团队改名儿了就一定要通知我们这个工作人员啊。对，if you ever to change your project name, please let us know. Also, if you have more 50% or above that your teammates are still in universities, please let us know too. Send if you're in Discord, please just drop your proof of students or anything like IDs or some transcripts whatnot. 呀，然后如果大家这个呃，对，有这个一半儿以上的，包括一半儿啊，同学就是参赛的团队的这个成员还是学生的话啊，也可以发给我们这个相关的，比如说学生证啊之类的一些信息啊，那有可能获得这个学院奖。OK，然后再进入一下最后的最后。对，然后大家也记得这个在 GitHub 上还是要提交一下啊，按照参赛流程规范提交，然后也是评委审核信息的地方。如果有任何疑问啊，也可以在群内咨询咱们老师或工作人员。Yeah, at last, I recommend each particular team that after creating your GitHub repo, please submit the complete project information following the competition specifications. 然后也希望大家有所这个收获成长啊。然后大家如果没报名啊，记着扫码报名，这个最右方这个板儿，OK。So if you haven't registered yet, please scan the QR code from the most right-hand side. And finally, I hope that all participants here can gain in this gains and growth from this sharing. Thank you for participating today. I wish every participant to achieve outstanding result in the project. See you tomorrow. Bye. 谢谢大家参与的，明天的这个 workshop 再见，拜拜，
拜拜。
拜拜。